So right now, we've got a lot of presidential polling coming out showing, oh my God, it's neck and neck everywhere across the country, right? The latest poll that came out from Washington Post on Monday morning showed us that, holy crap, all 7 swing states within the margin of error. Oh, we don't know who's going to win. Everything is so close. It's terrible, right? Oh, dear. Well, let's look at other polls, right? Because polling can give us a good gauge on where the public stands, and perhaps all of that presidential polling is correct. Perhaps it's all BS. But other polls out there do not have such dire news for the Democrats. In fact, if you look at polls that are not just head-to-head matchup polls, they basically bring nothing but good news for the Democratic Party. The first one is a new poll from Gallup. And that new poll from Gallup shows that independent voters here in the United States have made a 9-point swing from the Republicans to the Democrats. Now, the last time Gallup conducted one of these polls was prior to President Biden dropping out. And at that time, you had, let me find it here, sorry. 50% of independents said they were going for Republicans. 45% said they were going for Democrats. So a 5-point gulf between Republicans and Democrats on who the independents were going for. That was when Biden was still the presumptive nominee. But in a poll taken at the end of last month, and Gallup just recently released these results, there's been a 9-point flip. The Democrats now lead 49% to 45% among independent voters, no party affiliation voters. So Democrats jumped up by 4 points, Republicans dropped by 5 points among the independent voters here in the United States. That is a massive swing. And again, that happened after Biden dropped out. Harris officially became the nominee, after Harris, of course, beat Donald Trump to a pulp in that debate. Huge swing in independent voters. This poll is one that we should be paying attention to, because this one is telling us where these people who are actually going to decide the election, where they stand. And by a 5-point gap, they're telling us we prefer the Democrats. It gets even better, because early voting began in some places, up to a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but early voting is still happening right now in the United States. And who is the primary beneficiary of all these early votes? Well, according to a poll, by a 2-to-1 margin, early voters in the United States favor Kamala Harris, or said they voted for Kamala Harris, compared to Donald Trump. So that is 63% to 34%. Almost a 2-to-1 margin. 63% of early voters said they voted for Harris. 34% said we voted for Donald Trump. That seems important, right? I mean, we've got millions of people in this country that are currently casting their ballots every day, and they're telling us we're voting for Harris. Now, here's where things get a little tricky with this poll, because this poll also found that among the people waiting for Election Day, Donald Trump is winning 52 to 35%. However, because Kamala Harris has already secured the votes of most of the people that are currently voting or planning to vote early, she has time. Granted, it's just 2 weeks, but that's still time to convince these Election Day voters to vote for her. So because she's secured all these other votes, those are people she doesn't have to worry about. Donald Trump, on the other hand, cannot say the same thing. All he can do is go down from here. And he has lost those voters that have already cast their ballots. There is nothing he can do to win those people back. He is kind of screwed. And of course, when you add all those numbers up, the people who are waiting for Election Day versus the people who have already voted, of course, it definitely gives Kamala Harris an edge by about 2 points. 2 points isn't a lot. But all we can do right now is look at the available data of where people stand, not on who they're going to support, but on where they have shifted to. The early voters are overwhelmingly favoring Harris. The independents are overwhelmingly favoring Harris. And those are the numbers that we need to be paying attention to. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.